why word. Because in theory, we trainers always say, do what we say, not as we do. In theory, if I use that word to her and she breaks that, in theory, I should go over there and then make her, bring her back and say, I said to stay here. But they're smart enough to figure out that when we're doing lessons, we can't stop our lesson all the time and go over and correct our dog. So a lot of times, a lot of trainers don't like to use backup dogs. They're trial dogs for backup dogs because the trial dogs start to get a little smart and figure out that, hey, he's on that microphone again. I don't have to listen to him. He's not going to discipline me in front of all these people. He's not going to tie me to the fence and go grab that other dog. He's going to let me do my thing. All right, so now we're going to bring the sheep closer. All right, this is step 2. Bring it down, Lou. All right, we've determined that the dog has the instinct test. So now we have to teach him about that bubble. Remember, guys, around all prey animals, there is a comfort zone, a flight zone, a bubble we call it. Okay? Now, a little mistake there. Now, this is just a young pup. He's only about 10 or 11 months old. He's just started training with us a few short months ago. So what Kelly's trying to do is teach him about that bubble. That bubble is what we call a flight zone, a comfort zone. It's what enables the antelope to live in the desert with the lions. As long as the lion stays out far enough, outside of their bubble or flight zone, the antelope can coexist on the same field with the lion. But what happens is as soon as the lion starts to walk towards the edge of that bubble, when it hits the edge of the bubble, depending on how fast it hits that bubble, will determine how fast the sheep, or in this case, the antelope, or in this case the sheep, will determine how fast they run away.
And she steals the show again.
So the first thing that we want to teach these young dogs is that comfort zone. We don't want them to go in. We want that dog to just stay around the sheep. We want them to contain them. Remember, if you've got a lot of land and you know you're perimeter fenced, all you want your dog to do at the end of the day is go out, find the sheep or find the cattle, get them together in a group, and then bring them over back to the barn where they go. So step 2 is teach them about that flight zone, what we call beginning flanks. Start to introduce a little bit of an obedience to them a little bit. Start to work on just the control work that we need. Because if we can't get it done in this kind of a place, if we can't get these dogs to stop for us right away when we need it, how successful do you think we're going to be when we go to the open fields and we put the stock out at 300 and 400 and 500 yards? So, again, this is my daughter Kelly with her dog Tweed. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, Tweed. Nice puppy. Look at that. 11 months old, 10, 11 months old, that's all. Now he is considered a sable tri. You notice his markings, a little bit different than Bree. She's a classic, just black and white. Border collies, working border collies come in black and white, red and white, blue and white, blue merle, white and black. They come in a lot of different colors. Now in the conformation side of it, which is what we don't care for necessarily because it takes these dogs and drives the instinct or breeds the instinct out of them, you have the traditional long-coated black and white border collies. But in the